is this obsession with OJ Simpson? Let's talk about that when we come back. This is Rob Bell, and this is Rob's Rants. What is this obsession all of a sudden with OJ Simpson? You know, since this show has been featured on TV of late, the American story of OJ Simpson, we have gone back 20 years, and all of a sudden we're obsessed with this whole OJ Simpson thing all over again. It is really starting to be kind of a pain in the ass because, you know, it is the first time, I guess, in American history, and if you want to go back 20 years and look at a public icon like a OJ Simpson, the first time that someone of his magnitude pretty much, I don't even want to say got away with murder because he was acquitted and found not guilty of the crime, but he pretty much, you know, got through this criminal justice system without being found guilty of a crime that he was accused of, which was a double murder. And in the eyes of white America, that was a travesty. Oh my God, how could a black man that killed two white people get away with this in our country? This was a slam dunk case, and he got away with it. And, you know, they have become obsessed with this. You know, 20 years later, they're rekindling this whole thing with this new show that's on television. Of late, they found a knife at the old property. They're going to try to dust it for DNA evidence and, you know, test it for blood and try to associate it with the fact that it was the knife that OJ Simpson used to kill Nicole and Ryan Goldman. And I guess that would be satisfactory in their eyes that, you know, although the court did not find him guilty, the knife was there and this was the knife he used and he has to be guilty. And even if they do find DNA evidence on the knife or any blood sampling of either OJ Simpson or Nicole or Ryan Goldman, they can't try him again because of the double jeopardy rule. He cannot be tried again for this. So, you know, from a criminal justice standpoint, he can't remain in jail. He already got time in jail now. He's in jail as we speak and will be there for a number of years. And so why are you so obsessed with this? Well, I'll tell you why. Because it's a matter of race. And you guys hear me talk about this all the time. And, you know, you don't want to hear it. And nobody wants to hear it when it comes to race in America. It is a we versus them mentality when it comes to race. And as long as they get everything they want, when I say they, I mean white America, and we get nothing, they're fine with that. But the minute we get something, when I say we, I mean black people, the minute we, quote unquote, beat the system, then it becomes a problem. It becomes a problem. The criminal justice system was cool up until OJ Simpson's lawyer, who was an African-American, by the way, Johnny Cochran, manipulated the system to where he beat it. And his job as a defense attorney is to create a reasonable doubt among the jurors. And that is exactly what he did. He created a reasonable doubt. And as far as the jurors were concerned, there was not enough evidence, although there was plenty of it, to convict O.J. Simpson of the crime. And in our criminal justice system, that's how it works. But for whatever reason, they didn't want it to work like that for O.J. Simpson. And white America cried, oh, the system is flawed. It didn't work. There's something wrong with it. And oh, it's something wrong with it when it works for us. But there's nothing wrong with it when it doesn't work for us, because there are hundreds, maybe thousands, maybe tens of thousands of African American and men in jail for crimes for which either they did not do or their lawyers, which in a lot of cases were public defenders, did not put enough into it because of the fiduciary factor, the money factor, to keep these men out of jail. And white America is fine with that. But just one man, just one, gets over, then they have a problem with it. And so we're obsessed with this. Obsessed, or should I say, they're obsessed with it. We're cool with it because, we applauded it, although many of us believe that he did commit the crime. And it's not so much about the fact that he committed the crime, it's really more about the fact that, he had enough money, he had enough to get the best and the top lawyers in the world to deal with the jury where he could create a reasonable doubt. And we, as African Americans, got an opportunity to see that something like that could work for people like us. And so we cool with it, but not the other side. They not cool with that. Why? Because they don't want us to have nothing. That's why. They want to kick us down, stomp on us while we're on the ground, and grind us up on every issue. Because in this country, it's always going to be about race. It always has been about race when it comes to black and white, and it will continue to be about race. And I don't care how much y'all want to, push that under the carpet. I don't care how much y'all don't want to deal with it. It's an issue that has to be dealt with. And when things like this come up, we are reminded of the fact that race matters in this country, and it's a serious issue. Race is going to matter in this country with these new political candidates that are running for president, and it's going to be a serious issue. This is Rob Bell, and this is Rob's Rant.